Hello, everyone. And now, I think I've made it pretty clear that I like Call of Duty Vanguard. I don't think it's the best Call of Duty game, but I still think overall it's a good game. I have my own issues with it, but I still think it's a good game. I think on my video about it, I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10 because I do think it's a good game. So, I recently looked at the article by Kotaku about Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, this article has been out for like, I think a few days, maybe a few weeks. I don't know. And like honestly, in my opinion, it's the article is complete garbage. I'm not a fan of Kotaku, and after reading this, I am still not a fan of Kotaku. I still really hate them. So it starts out with like saying like the original Call of Duty, you experience fear, disorganization, confusion, and horror in those games. I don't really agree with that. I've been a fan of Call of Duty ever since Big Red 1. I've never, like, I don't know about anyone else, but I've never experienced fear while playing the game. I never experienced disorganization while playing the game, or confusion, or even horror. We see the horrors of war throughout, in my opinion, every single Call of Duty game. Every Call of Duty game shows the horrors of war, shows why war is bad and it's terrible. It doesn't glorify it, it shows how bad war is and even shows how it affects normal people. I don't know where they're getting the fact that I don't know where they're getting the fact that Call of Duty is is showing disorganization. I don't know where they get that, or confusion. I don't know where they're getting that from, or even fear. I don't know where they're getting that from because I never felt any of that while playing Call of Duty. Hell, in my opinion, I think most people don't because it's a joke that people make that Call of Duty is all the same. So I don't know what they're talking about experiencing this stuff with the original Call of Duty. And I'm guessing by original Call of Duty they mean like all the Call of Duty games set during World War II, since they're talking about it being set during World War II. And then it goes on to mention Vanguard's campaign, and in it they literally say that the plot sounds like a plot to a Wolfenstein game, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's like, and so it's like the plot of Call of Duty Vanguard is Vanguard, which is like the first secret organization ever. They they are trying to find documents about Operation Phoenix that the Nazis are hiding. Like it's a secret project. That's literally the entire plot. But you're saying it's like a Wolfenstein game? How? What? Because there's Nazis and there's the Gestapo? It's set there in World War II. Of course there is. Like I just don't know where they're coming from with that. And then they go on this like whole thing about how like the the characters they hire A-list Hollywood actors and like photorealistic cutscenes. I'm just like, dude, who cares? And there's not like it's not A-list Hollywood actors as characters. Sometimes there is, but not most of the time. And like it even goes on mentioning that Call of Duty shouldn't even have campaign modes anymore, even though Black Ops 4 did that and it was terrible. And there's a reason why everyone did not like the fact that they got rid of campaign and why they brought back campaign because everyone loves campaign in Call of Duty. And now I kind of want to talk about the moment that honestly kind of bugs me the most is where the article talks about how Task Force 1 is made of empty, tedious sequences where mustache twirling Nazis at snare at the unbreakable Allied soldiers, and where one like once where people look momentarily a bit sad at the deaths of their loved ones before gritting their teeth and carrying on. Kotaku, do you not know what war is like? That is literally what war is like. You don't have time to mourn for people. Your buddy is killed right next to you. You can't sit there and cry your eyes out. You have to keep moving. Like when that scene happens in Vanguard, I'm not going to spoil it, but like they are very angry, and like there's angry and sad, but they're at war. They don't have time to, and they're in a Nazi prison. They don't have time to bawl their eyes out. And like the whole thing where it's like the Nazis like sneer at the Unbreakable. I like, dude, the Nazis were way over their head. They thought themselves superior than everybody. It reminds me of that scene in World War II where like people question it, where it's like Zussman is beaten to crap by like a Nazi officer, or hell in this game when like Polena like she talks about how like since she's a woman, the her allies will like break and like say everything like when they hear her screams, and then the officer like slams her head into the table. These people think they're better than everyone else. That literally why in my opinion the Nazis lost. They thought they were invincible, so of course they would be laughing at the fact that the allies thought they couldn't be broken, because they were like, of course you can be broken, we're better than you. And then they start saying that it looks a bit like the war movies like Saving Private Ryan. I'm just like, oh, okay, enough of this. People, enough of this, of video games are becoming too much like movies. Get over it. In my opinion, this is actually making these video games look better, especially to compare how they looked in the past. Like, I know there's a whole argument about the gameplay is more important, and I do agree with that. But there's the whole thing of video games becoming more cinematic. Frankly, they look better. And then it goes on about how it went from a brutal, tragic reality for war's infantry, and then it has become a bizarre world, power fantasy. Okay, the power fantasy, that goes into the futuristic Call of Duty games. That's like Infinite Warfare, which people defend, so that's completely different, and I'm happy Call of Duty moved away from that. But Call of Duty Vanguard is not your basic Call of Duty game. You don't focus on the main infantry. I said this in my video. You don't focus on the main infantry, and frankly, in my opinion, that's why other Call of Duty campaigns are better, because they actually focuses on the main infantry and major battles in World War II. Like that, Call of Duty Vanguard does not focus on that because that's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about the secret organization, Vanguard. It's not about all the big historic battles. That's what every other World War II Call of Duty game is about. Every other Call of Duty game is about these big battles. Vanguard is not. It has these big battles, but it's ultimately about the secret organization of Vanguard. It's like, come on. And then it goes on saying that, like, it's all about time traveling group of 6 elite. Okay, stop right there. There's no time travel in this. It's literally people who are fighting in World War II, who are from different countries and different armies coming together to take down the Nazis. That's literally all it is. There's no time travel. I don't know why they're saying that it's a time traveling group. It's not. And it's sent back to 1940s. They're not in the 1940s. Hell, when those cutscenes happen during, like when they're in Berlin at the Gestapo's, it's 1945. Like, oh my god, come on. It's just so annoying. And I could go on, but I just don't care. I don't care anymore about this article. It's so bad. It's so terrible. And like it's complete garbage, and like then it goes on the whole thing is like, oh wow, the Nazis are pretty racist. Duh. Of course they are. It's and then it talks about how it's like because I'm a woman, and it's saying like most of the time she get a line and hear the game so brave as put some misogyny into the mouths of her teammate. No, she wasn't putting the mouths into her teammates. She was joking with the German officer who was torturing her. That's why immediately after she says that, she gets her head slammed into the table. She's joking at the officer. She's not saying, oh yeah, but the teammates would definitely do. No, she knows they won't. She comes off as this like mean person who like doesn't care about them, but she kind of does, and she knows that she needs them to stay alive. So when she says, because I'm a woman, she's laughing at and making fun of the German officer who is tormenting her. And who, right after she says this, slams her head into a table. I'm just done with this article. It's so terrible. It's complete garbage. I'm never reading Kotaku again. They are complete trash. And frankly, no one should ever read Kotaku because they are just completely terrible and, in my opinion, probably the worst gaming journalists ever. Even worse than IGN. Just because how terrible this article is.